Alright, what I have here today, I'm doing just a little unboxing, just first impressions of a new fly rod that I picked up. It is a Echo Ion XL in an 8 weight and 10 foot configuration. It's a 4-piece fly rod that I plan to use for pike, larger bass, flies, and potentially steelhead, which we do have here in some places here in Wisconsin, some of the Lake Michigan tributaries. Been getting a little bit more into fly fishing again. I was pretty into it when I was a young kid. I just had a beginner kit made by Fluger. Used that quite a bit for like bluegills and smaller bass as a kid. Kind of got out of it for a little while, and getting back into it, I picked up a Orvis Clearwater 4-weight that I mainly intend to use mostly for trout, and then I have a 6-weight from my father that I'll be using for like maybe streamers for trout and or some smaller bass flies. And then I wanted to get this to kind of round out my little fly fishing arsenal. So picked it up on eBay. I like to usually support smaller fly shops or sporting goods outlets if I can. The local fly shop, the only one in my area, does not carry Echo. I did buy my Clearwater from them and they were awesome. But I had the recommendation from a friend to look into the Echo just based on the price point of this rod and the quality. He said it was hard to beat. So I took him up on that. So it comes in a pretty nice rod case. Looks like it's made out of Cordura. We have a warranty card. That was one of the reasons also why I decided to go with this Echo Ion XL is compared to other rods in this price range, the warranty was pretty hard to beat. Pretty much, as long as you're honest, Echo will stand behind their stuff. So, one thing that I kind of like here is not only is the rod tube labeled with which rod is in there, but also there's like a little fabric rod sleeve, and that is also labeled. So just in case you didn't want to bring it in the rod tube, you wanted to bring like several rods like this, maybe in a larger rod case, you could do that and kind of know what you're grabbing. This rod sleeve has 4 separate compartments for the 4 pieces of the rod. Has a cork handle with a fighting butt. Pretty basic reel seat. Looks to be just black. I don't know if it's anodized aluminum. It has a couple of white dots indicating where the reel would go. There's a locking nut function here, it appears. It's kind of a slate gray in color. No real frills. The labeling is pretty basic. I'll get some close-ups of that. It just says Echo Ion XL. It's the 8100, which is 8 weight, 10 foot, and then it's a 4. That's a 4-piece with, and then number 8 line is what's going in here on here. Looks like it has same indicator marks that were found down here, further up the rod, indicating where you would put the next pieces. I don't have very expensive rods to compare this to, but seems to be really nice. No frills, pretty basic. but seems to be well constructed. I'll put this together here. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting back into fly fishing, but I've been pretty excited lately. I've been buying quite a bit of gear. Not exactly sure what reel I'm planning on pairing with this, so if anybody has any recommendations on, I'm looking at, this isn't a $500 rod. It's cost me about $180 to the door. So if I'm looking for maybe a reel around the $80 to $120 range, somewhere in there. Some front runners for me. I have the Clearwater 2 large arbor reel on my Clearwater 4-weight. So maybe the larger version of that would work well with like an 8 through 10 weight rod. I'm looking at the Redington Behemoth. I've heard good reviews on that. And then another reel that I'm looking at is a Ion, or a Echo Ion, in like I think they have an 8 to 10 weight or a 7 to 10 weight, something along those lines. But in any case, that would obviously pair with this well. So if anybody has any recommendations in that price range, feel free to put it in the description. So overall, first impressions of the rod, seems to be nice. I think it's definitely going to do the trick. I don't see any imperfections or anything. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but I think it's going to get the job done. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Just have to learn what I'm doing. So thanks for watching, and hopefully some more stuff to come. I've got a few other products that I'd like to review here shortly, or at least give a first look at.